Welcome back to my classroom. This is Justin. Today I'm going to talk about biserial correlation and point biserial correlation. I'll start with the point biserial correlation, and after that we'll discuss what's biserial correlation. These are two connected kind of topics. So it is a parametric test and it's a Pearson correlation method. As you ask the Pearson product moment correlation method, it is a similar method that is derived from Pearson R itself. So we'll see what is the concept of it. Okay, so you have a variable, let's say intelligence is one of my variable, which is continuous in nature. Other variable is categorical in nature. So let us say sex male and female or male, like that. So you have a nominal data. Okay, basically nominal data, dichotomous data. So you have dichotomy means two options you have in the variable. So variable has two options, male and female, and another variable intelligence, which has which is a continuous variable. So in this context, you can find out relationship between association between variable sex and variable intelligence using biserial correlation. So you have two methods here: point biserial correlation and biserial correlation. So point biserial correlation is used when the dichotomy that you have is a true dichotomy. So I'm using a term here, true dichotomy. Okay, so that is not made, it's so naturally a nominal data. So what is a artificial dichotomy then? So artificial dichotomy is, it has a continuous data behind it. For example, let us say this is another variable, marks. So in this context, let us see, I want to see failure and success in the exam and its relationship with the intelligence. So from this, I am deciding that above 20 is, see that above 20 is a pass and below 20 is a failure. So I'll give a marks like this. This is a pass and this is a pass. It's a failure, 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 a pass and a pass, like this. So now I have a dichotomy, 0 and 1, same 0 and 1, like this, and this variable, the 0 and 1, is derived from another continuous data. So it has a backup data, which is a continuous data. From that a data like this is derived. So this condition, this dichotomy is a artificial dichotomy. So when you have true dichotomy, you go for point biserial correlation, and when you have artificial dichotomy, you go for a biserial correlation. That's it. Okay, very simple kind of concept. And both variables are parametric. Both methods are parametric in itself. So how do you represent this point biserial correlation? It is basically R itself, usual R itself, R PB. So P means point biserial correlation. How do you calculate it? It's very easy to calculate. It's basically first group. This is the first group. So this data. Okay, first group mean minus second group mean. So this is the second group mean, divide by standard deviation of the entire data. That means entire data standard deviation, and here into n1 into n0 divided by n square, and this entire thing has to be in the square root. So this is the equation of a point biserial correlation. So what is standard deviation here? Standard deviation of the entire data. What is m1 here? The mean of this data. What is m0? M0 is the mean of this data. Number of people in the first group 4 and second group 3, and total number n, that means 3 plus 4, 7 square, like that. So this is how we calculate RPBS, and since it's a Pearson correlation itself, it can be tested. This particular method can be tested with a t-test. So the t equation would be the usual t pattern, RPB into root of 1 n minus 2 divided by 1 minus RPB or R square. So usual way we can test the significance of the Pearson R. The same strategy can be used in this context also. Ideally, this RPBS and the t-test, if you use a t-test, not this significance t-test. For example, look at the data. You have male data and female data, and you have intelligence as a variable. So if you want to find out these variables are sex and intelligence are related, we can either go for a point biserial correlation, or you can do a simple t-test. Compare intelligence of male with the intelligence of female. So you get a t value, independent sample t-test. So significance of the point Bayesian correlation and the t-test would tend to be similar. Okay, so that is a condition of point Bayesian correlation. So what are the assumptions? Almost same assumptions of t-test. Both this data and this data, both group has to be normal distributed, and the second one is homogeneity of variance has to be there. That is, standard deviation of this group has to be same as the standard deviation of this group. No outlier should be there. It's almost same as a independent sample t-test assumptions. So what is the concept of the Bayesian correlation in this context? So Bayesian correlation is the condition, the logic, everything is same, but the dichotomy is not a true dichotomy, it's an artificial dichotomy. So the equation will have small differences in that one. For example, it is represented with the symbol R B, that's it. Okay, now usual m1 minus m0 divided by standard deviation, and this part don't have a square root here, it's n1 into n0 divided by n square into u. Okay, so what is u in this context? U is the height of the normal curve of the R value. So if you try to plot a R value, the center point 0, this point, this height would be the U value. So this has to be calculated with the equation of a normal curve. It has to be calculated there. Okay, so this value which divides these two categories. Okay, so the cutoff point which divide two values there. So that has to be used. So this is the equation of point Bayesian correlation, and this same T method also can be used in this context. So what's the application of this one? You know, this RPB point Bayesian correlation is very commonly used when you have a nominal data and this kind of data, then continuous data. But this Bayesian correlation, this is used when generally in net exam, this particular method, this particular question is very frequently used in the scale construction. So in the scale construction procedure, there's a situation where you divide the entire sample to two categories, 27% upper group and 27% lower group. There's a method in which we do that one. Or there are situations where you need to multiply the response of each item with the total score. So response of each item would be generally either correct answer or wrong answer. So that response is a clear-cut true dichotomy. Okay, and the total score would be continuous data. So if you want to find out the relationship between these two variables, you have to go for a point Bayesian correlation. Very frequently used, almost every time. Last 2 years they have asked this question. Point Bayesian correlation can be used in that context. Okay, so this is about the concept of Bayesian and point Bayesian correlation. Bye from my classroom. See you in the next class.